So I'm going to show you all I'm going to show you first how to get to our math notebook. And then we're going to look at some of the information in the math notebook. So to get there, I'd go to our Google Classroom. I'd go to classwork. And then on the left side with topics, I need to find notebooks. Find math notebook. But just like the other notebooks we've seen, the math notebook has notes and information for us this time about math. Call it the math notebook. What we're going to focus on today from our math notebook is going to be here and here. We're going to look at slide 2 and slide 3. Okay? We're going to be looking at different words that they use in math problems to give us hints or clues about what operation to use. So I'm going to start here. If you notice, it's kind of broken up into 4 parts because there's 4 different operations. There's adding or addition, subtraction or subtracting, multiplication, division. We're not going to talk about all of them at once. We're going to talk about them one each day. So for today, we're going to focus on addition. I'm going to zoom in a bit here. Okay. Can I zoom in a little bit more? Is that possible? Yes. Okay, that'll work out pretty good. So there are some words that if you see them in a word problem or on a math test, they give you a very big hint that they want you to use addition. Right now, Brianna, we just started with math and we're talking about some keywords or some hints that you might find in math problems, okay? And these keywords that we're going to look at today are just for addition. We have a list here. Now, if you noticed, some of these words in our list are highlighted in red, like the addition symbol, okay? All of these words are clues, are hints that they want you to use addition, but these ones that we highlighted here in red, those are the ones that you'll see probably most often, okay? So if you're reading a math problem and you see words like sum, in all, total, altogether, combined, and, perimeter, join, plus, add, or addend, they're giving you a big clue that what you're supposed to do in that problem is add some numbers together. Now again, these ones that are highlighted, those are the ones that we see probably the most often in 4th grade. Those are very common words that you might see that when you see them in a math problem, should kind of like set off an alarm bell in your head. Like, oh, they're telling me to add. Oh, I need to add for this. Okay? The ones that we highlighted were sum. Sum is what you actually call the answer to an addition problem. So if they ask you for a sum of something, they're not asking you to give them a piece. They're telling you, add them together, tell us what your answer is. If they say combined, a lot of times when they say combined, they're asking you to take different parts and put them together. You could use addition for that. If they use the word and, this one does pop up in a lot of different word problems. And usually they'll use the word and if they want you to add, they'll use the word and along with another word. So a lot of times they might say something like, what is the total number of apples and oranges? And then they'll usually use another word, combined. So and by itself doesn't help you a whole lot, but if you see it with another one of these words, it's a big hint. Or they might say, what's the total number of apples and oranges in total? or total number of apples and oranges all together. So and is a very big clue if you see it together with another one of our words from our list. Perimeter. If they ask you for the perimeter of something, that is a big, huge, gigantic, enormous, colossal, massive hint that they want you to add. And the last one, sometimes they just tell you to add. So if they tell you to add, add. You don't have to worry about that one. Okay? So here again, we're just focusing on addition for today. So addition is when you're combining numbers, combining quantities. So they give us an example here. We have seven red dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 3 blue dots. 1, 2, 3. So if they asked us something like, what is the total number of dots? We would take the red dots, add them together with the blue dots to find our sum. Sometimes what they'll do, and they'll do this to try to trick you, they'll do this. We call it showing growth in a number line. Okay, so they'll give us a number line, and then they'll show us something like this, where it starts out at the beginning, and then it goes, and sometimes they'll use like this little dotted line to show like something was hopping, or sometimes they'll show it like as a black bar or a gray bar that goes across here. So they're showing you it went from the beginning all the way to the number 7, and then it went 3 more. So they want you to add 7 plus 3 equals 10. All right. I have a tricky question for you all. Since we're focused on addition, if I have an addition problem, does it matter what numbers go first? Like if I have 7 plus 3 and I have 3 plus 7, will the answer be the same or will it be different? Who can tell me? If I have 7 plus 3 and I have 3 plus 7, are those going to be the same thing or are those different? And it's kind of a tricky question, but who can take a guess and tell me? Is 7 plus 3 the same thing as 3 plus 7? Raise your hand if you think you can tell me. Ezekiel, you think you know?
3 and 7 is the same.
In addition, it does not matter what number comes first. So if you have 7 plus 3, it's the same thing as 3 plus 7. So if you move the numbers around, it doesn't matter. Addition doesn't really care what number comes first. It's not very picky. So you're right. Here they show us 7 plus 3, but if they showed us 3 plus 7, that's still okay. It doesn't change anything, because I'll still get the same number. Who can tell me, and I'll put up the list here for you, who thinks that they can give me a sentence using one of our addition words here that we could use addition to solve? So I gave you an example earlier. What is the number of apples and oranges combined? So that would be a sentence where we would use addition. Who thinks they can give me another one? And you can use any of these keywords here. What's another sentence where we would have to use addition to solve it? Bailey?
So you want me to do a math problem with the words showing right there, right?
For addition.
I just lost it.
Okay, let me know when it comes back. Who can tell me what would be a sentence that we might use addition to solve? Kaylee, you have one?
Never mind, it's another way too.
Okay, let me know when it comes back. Remember, look at these words. See if you can come up with a sentence. We would need two different things, and we need to know that we have to put them together, that we have to add. So what is a sentence we could use? Two different things that we need to put together. And use one of these words to show that. What do you think? Bailey, you remember?
Jamie had 7 apples,
Okay.
and Alex had 10 apples.
Okay.
Alex gave, forgot her name already.
Okay.
I'm just going to say another name.
Okay.
Um, Amy, 5 apples. How many apples does Amy have in all?
Oh, I like it. How many apples does she have in all? Okay, so you know that she had some apples, and then she got extra apples, so you have to add them together to find your total. That's a good one. Who can tell me another one? Another sentence where you'd have to use addition. Irene, you have one?
Jerry has 5 apples.
Mine is, what's the perimeter of the painting?
Ooh, I like it. What's the perimeter of the painting? You'd have to look at all the sides and you'd have to use addition to put them all together. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Who can give me another one? We've had good ones so far. Another sentence where we'd have to use some addition to figure out the answer. We can use any of our words here. So you could use two different things, or I guess like Bailey did, all apples. You're trying to put all the apples together. Or like Harin did, she was measuring a painting and she was trying to find the perimeter all the way around. Kylie, you have one?
Three friends. Three friends had this. Were trying. No. There were 3 friends, and one of them had more than the other. Well,
Had more what? What do you think they could have?
no, wait. I'll just do 2 friends. There were 2 friends. They both had 56 bananas, and they were trying to see how much bananas they had combined.
Okay, I like it. The two friends, they have some bananas, and then they wonder if we put all the bananas together, how much would we have? That's a good one. I like that you use big numbers too. Brianna, what do you think? What's another sentence we could use that would have some addition?
What is the perimeter of a blanket?
Okay, so now instead of a painting, we're measuring a blanket. So what's the perimeter of the blanket? Good. Haley, what do you think? You said you had one earlier, you lost it. So what do you think, Haley? What is a sentence I could say or use that would use addition?
Timmy had 13 bananas. Stop it! And
At 13 bananas and then what? What would make him want to add to those bananas?
And Mara had 2 bananas.
Okay.
Timmy gave Mara 5 bananas.
And then what
How
would
much?
we say? How much? What?
How much would Mara and Timmy have?
Okay. So how many bananas would Mara and Jimmy have? That's good. You have the 2 different ones. We use the word and we're combining them. We're trying to see how many bananas they would have. Bella, you have one? What's another sentence that we might use that would show that we need to use some addition?
Well, okay. There was 15 horses in the field, and then there was 24 horses. How many horses were now in the field?
Okay. So there were some horses and then more came and now how many are there? That's a good one. Eileen, you have another one? What is another sentence we could use, Heidine, that would have some addition to it?
Amy had 56 bananas and 28 apples. How many are all of them combined?
Okay. So now we're combining all of her fruit together, right? That's a good one. Okay. So tomorrow we're going to do something similar, but we're going to focus on a different operation tomorrow. Okay? So we're going to practice one operation a day.